Well, welcome to the Clark the Shark Fiasco talk radio show extraordinaire for Monday, March 4, 2024, where I'm just beset with financial problems galore, maxed out credit cards, payday loans with surprise bank drafts, and crypto investments gone down the toilets. Toilets plural. I know you people just say one toilet, but with Clark the Shark, it's like multi toilets. You guys, like the multiverse. You know how our universe is just one of millions of universes, or so they think. It's just a theory, you guys, but it's probably true. The multiverse theory. Well, with Clark the Shark, it's the multi-toilet theory financially right now. And can't do any more bankruptcies. I've already done like 8. The only one with more than me is like maybe Donald Trump, and I doubt that. But this album, Love, I always think of this as 1965, you guys, but it's 1966, March 1966. It's part of my favorite year in rock and roll, that underground garage rock. I can't really call it revival year, 1966, because garage rock had never really been done before. Well, maybe sort of, but in 1966, all these bands were getting into the garage and they were rebelling against, the Beatles and George Martin and multi-harmonies layered on top of carefully recorded rock and roll ideas, like Please Please Me and Ticket to Ride and, Rubber Soul and, gosh, just any Beatles song where there's tons of vocal overdubs and guitar overdubs, and it's just real studio polish, with George Martin, and then Phil Spector and all his stuff and all this other stuff, Eric Burdon and the Animals and the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson. Well, a bunch of bands in 1966, they all said, fuck that. We're going into a garage and we're just going to bang out noise. And 1966 could very well be the year that punk rock was really born all over America, maybe in particular, particularly in Texas and Los Angeles, maybe San Francisco, Detroit, and New York too also, but it's arguable. Who knows? You could make a case for Seattle with the Sonics, before that, maybe in 1965. But this band right here, Love, Arthur Lee and the fabulous Love are, of course, now, come on, you guys, one of Clark the Shark's favorite bands right here on Little Sharky's Underground Garage show, which is better than Little Steven, right here from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone, you guys. It's a Sharkerphone, because it's Clark the Shark. The United States is plural. Most watched musician with GE, of course. And today you guys are all watching Coke Snorting from 1990 and Star from 1991. And it looks like you're all enjoying it out there across the U.S. But I'm not talking about GE, the Greenhouse Effect, my band. Although I was very much influenced by Love. And I don't like to call them Arthur Lee and Love. because it seems like you could just as well easily call them Brian McLean in Love, or, you know, that other guy, the black dude on guitar in Love. I don't know. But this band very much influenced The Doors and Jim Morrison as they were playing, you know, on the LA, you know, scene, the Whiskey or wherever, I don't know, the Troubadour. I'm not even sure, you guys, back in the day, down on the Sunset Strip. And of course, when Love got out there, tried to tour, tried to sell this album and other albums subsequently after it, they were met across the United States back in the 60s with resistance, because there's two black guys in this rock and roll band, this very hard rocking rock and roll band, which is also very mellow and easy listening acoustic, as it is also soulful. I mean, this music has so much soul. It's like it could be with Berry Gordy on Motown, or one of those, or Stax, or, you know, records, or just as much as rock and roll kicking ass in a garage. This band could do it all, you guys, right here on the fabulous Clark the Shark Show. Love, Arthur Lee, and gosh, you guys, I love this band, and I can't talk enough about them here on the Sharky Show. So many great songs, so many great albums, but really this classic lineup only lasted for 3. After Forever Changes, of course, the amazing album in 1967, they would dissolve and convolute into a dissolution, where they would become this other thing altogether with Arthur Lee and many different lineups subsequently throughout the late 60s, 70s, and it would just get turning into a mishmash. Too much of a pizza cornucopia for even me, Clark the Shark, to chew on. There is an album, their 4th album from 1969, called For Sale, which I love. I like that album a lot, you guys, but it is not the classic lineup. It is Arthur Lee with 3 other guys, and it's interesting, but it is not these 3 albums. Love, the debut, 1966, which really to me is 1965, though it is not. And then Da Capo, also from 1966, and of course, Forever Changes, 1967. And I don't think they have an album in 68. And then, of course, For Sale, 1969. But by then, the landscape had changed. You know, Led Zeppelin had hit the scene, The Who, Tommy, and, you know, the Ruddles, Dirk McQuickley, Let It Be, Fiasco, along with Abbey Road, the White Album, and all these other albums. The Stones, Beggar's Banquet, and Let It Bleed. On and on it goes. Jethro Tull, all kinds of stuff, you guys. Late 60s. And Arthur Lee and Love just get like forgotten or something, or they just get lost in the woodwork badly. And they never really regain a footing ever again, you guys. The 1970s is very cruel to Arthur Lee and Love. And I think over the years, they all talked about getting back together with the original band that did these 3 albums. And they never quite could do it, you guys. You know, I think Brian McLean died at some point, and, you know, it wasn't meant to be, or it could never be, or something. And, you know, what's the guy's name? Nichols, or Johnny Eccles, you know, they couldn't get these guys back together. And it is always such a tragedy when that happens. Right here on the Clark the Shark show, and me with GE, the Greenhouse Effect, I know the feeling, you guys. I just don't got the money to go up to San Jose and jam with Keegan or hook it up with Carmody or whoever. I've sporadically talked with Marty Silva or Greg Tarpley over the years, or whoever, but we're all getting old. You know, I'm turning 59 next month on April 27. I would love to jam again in some capacity. Sure, I'd love to record again. But when you're 60, you know, it's like, what does it even matter? What's the point? Or maybe you gotta. It is the whole point. It's urgent. It's now. Come on, guys, get together, do something. You know, you just don't know what it is. You're confused and twisting in the wind either way. You know, you're just too old, or maybe you're not old enough, or, you know, you're too wise or not wise enough, or, you know, time is just moving on and traveling on. And for love, Arthur Lee, of course, is gone, you guys, long ago from cancer. You know, I can't even remember what it was, lung cancer, leukemia, whatever it was. He passed away, I think, like more than a decade ago. I wrote something about it online, and I think it was like, I don't even know, 2007 or 2008. I have no idea, you guys, but I know he's gone. And all that remains is the music and guys like me, you know, like Clark the Shark with YouTube talk radio shows talking about it, baby. And this album, this debut album, is, I would say, the most important of the three Love albums with Eccles and McLean. I don't know, you guys, maybe not, but me, Clark the Shark, I am compelled to talk about them, argue them in my mind. I think Da Capo is super important, but you can't underestimate or simply gloss over in any way, you guys, Forever Changes either. But this album, the debut, is just, there's something spellbinding or spellbound about it, you guys, hypnotizing, if you will. This garage rockin' 1966 hard rocking amazing album, which is also very mellow and tender and has the, you know, stuttering, trembling voice of Arthur Lee narrating throughout it. It's incredible, you guys. And you know me, Clark the Shark, I love 1966. This is Clark the Shark's Underground Garage today, baby. It's better than Little Steven Silvio from The Sopranos, that guy from Douche Asshole and the E Street Band. It's more important because it's Clark the Shark, and you got to listen today. It's urgent because I'm talking about Arthur Lee and Love, and I don't like to call them that. I just like to call this Love, the band. That the Doors, Robbie Krieger, Ray Manzarek, Jim Morrison, John Densmore, they love these guys, you guys out there, and a lot of people did. I think Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys and others, maybe even George Harrison himself, Pete Townsend, all kinds of people, revered, regarded, respected, loved this band. I'm sure Ray Davies and Dave Davies did. I don't know their history on this, but they probably loved this band. And you know me, Clark the Shark. I love anything in a garage in 1966, and yet somehow I get polish and professionalism off this album, you guys. That being said, it is very much a garage rockin' album. You know, proto-psychedelia, sure. Gosh, you guys, side one, My Little Red Book, 1966, but I think of this as 65, you guys. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe perhaps I do know why. But My Little Red Book, Such an awesome song. One of the greatest rock and roll songs ever recorded. My Little Red Book, Burt Bacharach, Hal David, and you know how weird that song is. What a weird song, but it sounds like an Arthur Lee song, you guys. Or something from McLean or Eccles. And yet it is not. It is My Little Red Book. Simply incredible garage rock, almost like prog, progressive rock, a quirky technical arrangement, and yet it is very much in a garage. And it just kicks ass with melody, atmosphere, harmony, explosive, weird tempo, changes, time signatures. Fuck, what a song. My Little Red Book. Awesome. Greatest song in rock and roll, you guys. Arthur Lee in Love. And Can't Explain, this isn't the Who's version. This is Lee Eccles, John Fleckenstein. Can't explain. Na, 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 na. Awesome. A Message to Pretty. Arthur Lee. It doesn't get any better than that. Mellow, yet with this gripping, artsy-fartsy, trembling concentration of proto-psychedelia or something. A little bit like a Bob Dylan classic, you guys. A Message to Pretty. Fucking awesome. And My Flash on You, Arthur Lee. Another awesome track. The Brian McLean classic, Softly to Me. Killer. No matter what you do, Arthur Lee, fucking amazing. Man, this album's incredible. I gotta have you buy this album at Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, especially if you're only 18 years old right now in 2024 and you were born long after 9/11 when Mohammed Atta and those Al-Qaeda terrorists bombed the World Trade Center Twin Towers in 2001. You were born way after that. You don't even remember that. Your liberal Democrat socialist teacher is teaching you wrong about 9/11. You don't know the truth. You think it's because white people are racist. Who knows? Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. But you got to learn the truth about 9/11, that everyone was scared and buildings were going down and it could happen again. All you know is what you've seen on TikTok or YouTube or Vimeo or documentaries. You were born after 9/11. You don't fucking know. Don't listen to the liberal teacher. She don't fucking know either. She was probably, just 5 years old in 2001. She don't even fucking know. Emotions, Lee and John Eccles. Awesome. Side one of this is incredible, you guys. Arthur Lee in Love. It's not Arthur Lee in Love. It's just love. You guys here on the Clark the Shark Show. Little Sharky's Underground Garage. This fucking garage rockin' awesome album. You'll be following Arthur Lee. And Gazing, Arthur Lee. Both awesome. I'm sick of all these covers of Hey Joe back in the 60s. Billy Roberts. Too many bands were doing it. But this version here is fucking killer. Other than Jimi Hendrix, I might like this one the most, you guys. Arthur Lee in Love, Hey Joe. Signed DC. That could be, signed Arthur Lee, baby. Awesome. Colored Balls Falling. Side 2 of this is fucking incredible, you guys. Better than side 1, maybe. Don't ask me how, but you got to listen to these songs. Mushroom Clouds. It's a democracy. Lee, John Eccles, Ken Forsey, and Brian McLean. And more. Lee and Brian McLean, of course, and more again. Off Later on, 1967, Forever Changes. One of the greatest songs ever written, performed, and recorded. And of course, it's by Arthur Lee and Love. Forever Changes, 1967. But I Love Ann Moore, 1966, right here on this album, you guys. I fucking do. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. This album's essential. You gotta buy it. You gotta love it. You gotta get into 1966, that garage year. That fucking rockin' underground year of music. And perhaps it is led by this album. March 1966, recorded January 24, 27, 66. But it seems like 1965, you guys. It's hard to say this album is behind the times. It is, in a good fucking great way. Sunset Sound Recorders, Hollywood, California. They call it folk rock, garage rock, psychedelic rock, but I call it polished, professional, awesome fucking rock. Arthur Lee and Love. Me, Clark the Shark, my favorite fucking band ever of all time. I love these 3 albums more than I love my life. My life, which is always hard, always facing credit cards, bills to pay, rent to pay, storage units to pay. I'm talking to you guys in Malta, you crypto guys. I'm not going to say the name of your pathetic company, but I know you guys have all my money. And you guys have all the money of us people in your company. Not just you, the Malta company. I'm talking to all you crypto companies all over the world in 2024. You didn't lose the money. You're just hiding it in hot wallets or cold wallets. You greedy guys. You got people's marriages, children, families, homes. You got people's existences on strings, baby. You guys are playing God with money. You could pay all the people, I know you could, but you keep lying and saying you don't got the money. I fucking think you do. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Set me free and give me back my money, you guys. I don't want to do the Clark the Shark Show for money. I do this for love. Love of the music. 1960s garage or psychedelia, blues, rock and roll. I do my music with the Greenhouse Effect for the love of music, you guys. I don't play anymore, but I could. Even though I'm 58, about to turn 59 next month, I could get into the studio and overdub guitar, drums, singing, bass, keyboards. I could fucking play every instrument. And believe you me, I got more talent at age 59, an old, fat, gray-haired old man than a lot of you. And a lot of you kids that are 18, you think you can play stuff exact on YouTube. That ain't talent, baby. Talent is life experience where you feel pain. Where you've had a fucked up life and everything fucking sucks and you got bills due, you got rent due, you got storage units due, you got life insurance due, you got car insurance due, baby. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there just like me, Clark the Shark. Maybe some of you do, I don't know, but I think a lot of you don't have talent like I do. And I think a lot of you out there know it too. Or maybe you do, or maybe you don't. Who gives a shit about talent or songwriting or any of that anyway? What does it mean if we're all just a fucking puff of smoke at the end of the day anyway? Right here in the multiverse, there could be billions of other universes, you guys. But right here in this one, you guys, the fucking Milky Way galaxy in our universe, I don't even know what we call it. I'm talking about Arthur Lee and Love, the debut album, 1966. I don't know why I think of this as 1965. I think it's because these guys were slagging away in the clubs around Los Angeles, 1965, and that's where the Doors saw them and fucking came to love this band, and so did a lot of other people around Los Angeles and elsewhere. This is one of the most important bands in the history of rock and roll, if not the most important ever of all time, baby. Fucking right here. Arthur Lee in Love. I don't care right now about the Beatles, the Stones, the Who, the Doors, David Bowie, or any of that fucking shit. I'm talking about Arthur Lee, and I'm focusing in on him right now as one of the most important musicians who ever lived, and God rest his soul. Wherever he is in the universe or in the multiverse, Arthur Lee. You meant a lot to me, Clark the Shark. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. 1-800-449-8255 from the fabulous golden EIB Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone because it's the Wolfman Jack on crack, motherfucker. From the golden, solid gold, not gold-plated Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone. Because maybe it was given to me not by Hush Bimbo or Hannity or Howard Douchebag or Rick Dees or Mario Lopez. Fuck all them. Maybe posthumously it was handed to me by Arthur Lee. And maybe it was all meant to be that I'm here today telling you about this fucking album and that you got to go buy it. And I'm handing it over to you. As Ozzy would say on that song, Off Never Say Die. I handed my childhood over to you. Right now, I'm handing Arthur Lee and Love, the debut album, over to you. I want you to listen to it and hand it over to others. Tell people to buy it at Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. And you tell them you heard it right here on Little Sharky's Underground Garage. This important fucking album right here, you guys. Every song is more important than the Beatles. Maybe more important than the Who. Maybe, just maybe, more important than the Stones. Definitely more important than Zeppelin. Because it's way fucking before, baby. Way before the MC5 and the Stooges and Iggy Pop and David Bowie. Maybe not before the Kinks and before the Who. Maybe not. But it seems like it was. Arthur Lee and Love. Maybe it's because it's more fucking important. I don't know. I could be right. I could be wrong. But me, Clark the Shark, I'm telling all you people to buy this album today. It's fucking important, baby. And maybe it'll make you feel better when you play it. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe you'll get more depressed. Maybe, maybe not. I hope you get happy, you guys. In our troubled world here in California, where rent is $3,000 a month and everyone's falling behind. Everyone's laying everything on credit cards and payday loans and quickie loans and storage units. And there's some people sleeping in a tent, people homeless, begging for money at gas stations at night. And who knows, maybe next month, maybe one of them could be me, yours truly, your humble servant, Clark the Shark, right here from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone, baby. It's a Sharkerphone, and it's getting urgent. Dude, give me my fucking crypto. You got my money on lockdown. I'm not going to say the name of your fucking pathetic company. And don't tell me about the disclaimer or disclosure we signed. If you spent all of our money on yachts, houses, women, trips, cars, Lamborghinis, Lotuses, Ferraris, Porsches, dude, you spent our money on shit that has nothing to do with crypto, bro. That's not the fiduciary duties of a crypto company right here on the Clark the Shark Show. If you wasted all of our money on shit, on houses in Malta or Singapore or Hong Kong or Dubai or Germany or wherever the fuck you went with our money, dude. I'm not saying this because I got skin cancer. Don't have guys come on YouTube talking about my skin cancer, bro. That's private between you and me. If I want to fucking tell that shit. Let me, Clark the Shark, fucking tell that story from the golden EIB Sharkerphone right here on the Clark the Shark Show. I don't want to hear it from some guy at a crypto YouTube or some make money fast YouTube. Me having skin cancer, bro, that might be public knowledge, but in a way, that's private knowledge too, between you and me and our emails. Dude, don't brag that you've given some people money back. Some people? Dude, what good is some people? You got to give all the people money back. And like I have said, and others, what's so fucking hard about giving 1% or 3% back a month? You know you got the fucking money and you could do it. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show, 1-800-449-8255. You know you could, bro. You're just trying to make more money with our money. Start new businesses. Holding our money hostage so you can make money, even more money, with our money, while you lie and claim you're broke and that you don't have our money, which isn't true. Come on. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Seriously, man. What is all this shit? Dude, the one guy does videos. There's just one guy right now on YouTube doing videos, and he's let out 3 things. How does he know, dude? I'm talking to you. I won't say your name. I won't say the name of your company. But how does this one fucking guy know personal, private shit between you and me, bro? This one guy on YouTube. How the fuck he know? Who told him about my skin cancer? Who? Dude, you bragging? You giving money back? And dude, you've given some money back, like a little pinch. Yeah, fucking not a lot, bro. Don't make it sound like you're this big man. Oh, Clark the Shark has skin cancer, and I'm taking care of Clark the Shark. No, you're not, dude. You fucking ain't giving me shit. You giving me hardly anything. 1-800-449-8255. Compared to my money that you have on lockdown, bro, not just me. You're causing rifts between me and my wife. Me and my wife got evicted in LA by that douchebag and my wife's sister. Bro, I'm talking to you one-on-one now. You know the shit I've gone through living in hotels up in LA. The shit I've gone through, bro, maxing out all my credit cards. So when I fucking email you looking for my money, dude, and you send me an email like, oh, watch for the newsletter. Watch for what fucking newsletter, bro? Your newsletters don't have anything good in them. There's no real tangible or relevant solid info, bro. 1-800-449-8255. And one thing I do at the Clark the Shark Show, I give fucking good info here, bro. And I don't respect, revere, or regard other people who don't. So listen to me, bro. If you really have my money and all the money of all the people in the ecosystem, dude, we ain't asking for all our money. We're asking for 1% or 0.5% or 3% or 4% or 2% or some shit. $2,000 a month, $1,000 a month, $500 a month. You act like you fucking ain't even got that, bro. And we know that's bullshit. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Forget crypto, you guys. Fuck that. Buy Arthur Lee and love this album. It's more important. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Don't worry about me and my problems. The good Lord above will resolve. One day, I am sure. I hope. I'm getting old here. Life's moving on, you know. World's passing me by. But right now, it doesn't have to because I have money. But I don't have my money. You know how they say not your keys, not your crypto? Well, I think of it as it is my crypto. Me, Clark the Shark, 1-800-449-8255. I hope somebody's listening to me. I hope you, God, the good Lord, are listening to me. And who knows, maybe you're punishing me. Or who knows, just like in the Sharkulation, like I'm always talking, maybe I'm just punishing myself and this whole hell I wrote just because I'm fucking sadistic and I like to torture me. I don't know. I could be right or I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But all I know is when I'm talking about goodness and purity and something that's honest and real and fucking awesome, it's beautiful and melodic and atmospheric and textured in a garage and yet polished and pro. It's Arthur Lee in Love, the debut album. Buy this tonight at Spotify, Amazon, iTunes. And remember, especially if you're young, you're just a 16-year-old kid, you buy this fucking album. And you heard it from me, Clark the Shark. And I'm out of here. Peace.